I am God. Grant. Ennead. Salvin. I would like to talk about what people call the Great Ennead, or the Ennead of Egyptian mythology. So, the Ennead, they were 9 Egyptian gods, which sometimes included Horus the Elder. In some cases, some people would include Horus the Elder, which apparently is not the same as Horus, son of Osiris and Isis. So, the thing is, so the Ennead, they were worshipped in a place called Heliopolis. Okay? Do you know the story, what was said to Adam and Eve? Saying that, you will bruise the head of the serpent, and the serpent will bruise your heel. Heliopolis, heel. What does it mean to heal? Well, your foot has a heel. If you get a disease or you bang your head or something like that, you get a big gash in your head or something, or you heal. Afterwards, your wound, it heals. Okay. So Heliopolis is where they had like temples and stuff. They had the temple. It was called the City of the Sun. Yeah. So it's an interesting thing. People wonder, what is Satan or Sat-an? There's, what does it mean to sit? What does it mean if you are sat? Okay? So I'm God. I'm on planet Earth. Unfortunately, I can't stand on my legs the entire time. Sometimes I have to have a seat. Sometimes I want to sit. Sometimes I have to be sat. Sometimes I have to lie down, because I want to go to sleep. But the thing is that the demons, they use these opportunities as a way to attack me. I lie down and it's like, oh, look, he's a liar. Oh, look, he's sad. Oh, sad. It's always about that. This is how it goes. The world is deceived by demons. They are influenced by demons. And that's because they don't love me. If they don't love me, if you do not love me, you are on the side of demons. There's no two ways about it. That's how it is. And so you are influenced by demons. You work with demons. You work with evil. You think evil. You do evil. So the thing is that Egypt is all about bondage. What is bondage? Well, if I took a rope and I tied your hands behind your back, you would be bound. You would be unable to move. There's more than one way to bind someone, though. If you lie about somebody, let's say everyone in the world was lying about you. They were telling lies about you. You would be bound by their words. Okay? If everyone in the world was trying to curse you with their words and with their witchcraft and their music and their songs and their films and their movies and their stories and They're invented gods, and they're false gods. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's all binding. It's bind, 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 bind. If you lie about somebody, if you bear false witness against somebody, you are binding them. Okay? Look, this is the thing, right? So, the Ennead were 9 gods. 9, okay, represents the letter I. Okay? Look at Freemasonry. You have the one eye symbolism. This is why you see Freemasons go like this and be like, I'm so cool, man. Look at me with my one eye. Like they're some kind of fucking pirate trying to steal something. Okay? Skull and Bones. Yeah? Pirates. Arr. Flippin' heck. It's interesting, a pirate goes, arr. Well, if you flip that around, you have Ra. Yeah, Ra, the sun god, yeah? Yeah. And in Egypt, you have Pyramid. Pyramid. Okay? Most people have a middle name. Okay? And then, this is the thing. It's all about sex magic. The one eye is the third eye. It's the shit eye. It's the where you take a crap. It's the anus. Okay? The anus, you flip that around. What does it say? It says sana. 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 Okay? My mother, who was called Fiona Suzanne Salvin, she's dead now. She died of anal cancer. Okay, that's how she died. Everyone called her Fee. Fee sees. You can see with your eyeballs. You go out to the coastline, to the shore, you have the seas, or the sea. If you steal something and you seize it, and you're like, yeah, that's mine. Oh, you've seized it. Yeah, you understand? The Egyptian pharaohs, they were called Ramesses. Ramesses. Steal, take. It's stealing. Okay? So, there were 9 gods of the Ennead. Okay? It's all about the I. God said, Eye, Asher, Eye. Okay? It looks like I, as her, I. Okay? I am who I am. God has to defend himself from evil witches and, wizards. That's all Egypt ever was. It was witches and wizards trying to steal God's power. That's all it ever was. Okay? So there's the Ennead. Okay? 9 gods. It's a dry, desert, sandy place. Well, that's kind of like what the colon is. The anus, the colon. It's like dry shit. That's what they are. That's all they ever were. I mean, what's the story about the Ennead? So it started off, you had the waters, the primordial waters of none. What does none mean? What does none mean? Well, in the Catholic churches have nuns. A nun you would usually think as a zero. It's nothing. It's zilch. There's nothing there. Nada. All right. Zero, zilch, none. Okay, so my middle name, I was never given a middle name. You know, when you have a form and it says, do you have any middle names? None. Grant, none, Salvin. Or Grant, fill in the blank. Yeah? Fill in the blank. Fill in the zero. Fill in the hole. Yeah. Gotta fill that hole in with something. I'm really pissed off. So, Ennead, 9 gods, I gods. You see, that's the thing. I'm God, and my anus is the sun. It's in magic, that's what it is. It's and the demons, they want to do magic against it, to steal. So anyone who's called Anne or Sue, my mother was called Fiona Suzanne, which is spelled S-U-Z, which is, a Z is just pointing, it's another way of pointing to the anus. So it's Sue, Z, Anne. You have Anne, us. Anne, us. Well, us is Sue the other way around. I used to work with a girl called Sunna. I didn't like her at all. She was a real bitch. Wow. It's so hard to talk about this because I'm being attacked. Imagine you were going to war with the entire world by yourself. You're going to be attacked from every angle imaginable. And so it's a constant, I have to speak about so many, it's a very complicated subject. It's very, very complicated. So this is the thing. My anus is where the false gods live. That's where the false gods hide. They want to hide where my shit is. Okay? Because the shit is earth, it's soil, it's crap. And so they can do witchcraft with it. Okay? That's what they do. So the Ennead, it starts off with the primordial waters of Nun. Primordial waters of Nun. Okay? So, and if you notice, so people call Jesus, they call Jesus Yeshua, which means Joshua. And in the Old Testament, you had Joshua, okay, son of Nun. Son of Nun. Jesus said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. Okay? He called himself, the Son of Man. Well, Jesus was a man. I am a man. I'm the son of myself, essentially. I'm the creator of everything. So, I don't have a father. I am my father. I am myself. Okay? You get it? Look, why do you think the Catholic Church is full of nuns? It's all about stealing. It's all about trying to acquire a power. That's all it ever is. That's all the Egyptians did. That's all the people ever fucking do. It's constantly trying to pull on my power. They're trying to identify as me. I ask people, love me first. If you love me, I can, we could work together. That's great. But most people, they're not doing that. It's all about taking my power without acknowledging my existence. That's what people do. So, Egypt, bondage. This world's in a lot of trouble. I'll tell you that much. So, Heliopolis. The city of the sun. You know, there's that big thing in the sky, you know, the sun that gives light to the entire world. You know, it gives you sunlight. It gives you, you know, it allows plants and trees to grow. It allows you to live. Without it, you'd be dead because you'd be frozen. You'd be dead. You know, but then people say the city of the sun, or, you know, in Japan they say the land of the rising sun. You know, no. See, you know, you may as well just call shit sun, garbage sun, crap sun. Yeah, you might as well just call anything, germs, whatever, sun. You know, that's the thing. I've mentioned this before. It's like, this world is evil. This world wants to call the ground the sky, and the sky the ground. You want to call hell heaven, and you want to call heaven hell. That's how evil the world is. People say things, and their words are, you know, people are doing evil magic with their words, their thoughts, their actions. Let me give you an example. So I posted that film, Akira, to social media. So at the end of the film, near the end of the film, you see where Tetsuo Shima is, you know, he's the one who has acquired a lot of power. You know, he's got all this power. You know, he's become very powerful, and so there's a battle going on between him and Kaneda, and there's a satellite that is firing lasers down from space, and it's, you know, they're trying to kill Tetsuo with it, I think. And so what Tetsuo does, he jumps and he flies all the way up to where the satellite is. And that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Sats are lights. Okay? What was I talking about a second ago? Heliopolis, the city of the sun. You know, people talk about Sat-an. It's all about anus, sex, magic. It's confusing, the idea that, you know, the anus is the star, it is the sun, it is the source of all light. Okay? That is what the magic's all about. Okay? As crazy and stupid as crazy and as, you know, weird as it sounds, it's the truth. It really is what it is. So what happens is Tetsuo Shima flies up, he jumps up, he gets to the satellite in the sky, in space. And on the satellite it says Sol 740. Sol, S-O-L. Well, you know, if I call you an asshole, Yeah? Well, the thing is, Sol means sun. Yeah? And 740. 74 is a way of representing God's name. It's 7 is the letter G, and 4 is the letter D. Okay? In scripture, you might see sometimes that, the O is left out. It's removed, so you have G hyphen D. Okay? So GD is in magic, it's used to represent God. Okay? So it's 740. What did I say about none and zero? 0 is a whole. Whole, spell whole. It's spelled HOLE. Holly. Holly. Holy, 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 whole. Do you get it? 740. 0. Soul 740. Now it's very interesting because I used to work in IT as a network engineer. I used to sit next to a guy called Travis Staplecamp, who came from South Africa. And his initials are the same as Tetsuo Shima. Okay? TS. And he is a satellite network engineer. Okay? He's a real piece of shit. So look, Tetsuo Shima flies up to space, and there's a satellite, Sol 740. He destroys it. It comes flying down to Earth. Okay? And then there's the battle between, and then what happens is Akira, which, they have Akira sort of appears for the first time, which is some young looking man figure. And all the there's the other ones who have they're sort of sharing in Akira's power, and that includes Tetsuo. And so it seems to me like they all merge together, and they talk about a new universe is being born, and then there's all this white light. It's this big explosion of white light, and then they all sort of merge. It's like they all merged into Akira or something, and then what you see at the end of the film is you see an eyeball, you see an eyeball like this, right? You see the pupil, you see the cornea, you see the iris, and you hear the voice of Tetsuo, and he says, "I am Tetsuo." You see, yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting because it's a Japanese film, I was thinking to myself earlier, it's like, yeah, my anus is like Japan, it just yaps. Yeah. It babbles, babble. It's always wanting to be me, but it's not me. It's demons doing witchcraft against my anus in order to become me, to steal power from me. But, there's only so far they can get with that. I'm God. I will destroy anyone who tries to mess with me like that. You ain't getting away with that. Plain and simple. So, I've explained that thing about Akira, and obviously it's the land of the rising sun. It's like, you might as well call it the shit of the rising sun, or the garbage of the rising sun, the crap of the rising sun. People will just blabber. They just go, yep. It's always about trying to pull God down. Who invented the word understand, do you think? I mean, think about that one very carefully. Think about that. It's like, well, if God is the truth and he understands everything, no one understands more than God does. So does that mean, so now we're saying that God is below everybody. And then, you have people going around planet Earth and they're like, oh, I don't like you, you're below me, go away. I'm above you. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, you can lie your way all the way to the top. But if you actually really understand the truth, then you're all the way at the bottom. Weird how that works, huh? Weird, huh? Anyway, it's interesting, the character Akira. Well, there's a scene where, the tank fires its shell at him and it just stops in front of him and it just explodes and he's like, he's fine, so there's nothing wrong. Well, I've never had a tank shell fired at me. I couldn't tell you exactly what would happen in that case, but chances are it would never happen. And if it did, well, the fact is that if anyone, I am the most destructive force on this planet, in the universe. I am the most destructive force that exists. I really am. To destroy me is to destroy yourselves. It's really that simple. That's why the world is the way it is now. Wars, disease, poverty. People are very unhappy. Yeah, and people will be. People are being destroyed because they don't love me. And that's it. That really is how it is. I mean, look, if someone chopped you into 100 pieces and then gave every little piece a different name, and then they forgot you, they were like, you never existed. Well, that's all people ever do to me. That's all ever people want to do to me. I'm God. They want to make 1,000 other false gods and give them all kinds of names, Do you know what I mean? Like, a guy called James, maybe he wants to invent a god called Jam, Oh, look, God Jam. Oh, yeah, we worship him now. Why would people want to create different gods with different names and, do all this shit? It's all about it's all magic, it's all witchcraft, it's all wizardry shit. That's all ever it is. That's all there ever is. So, yeah. That's the thing about the Ennead, So, what is the enemy? Enemy or enema. Yeah. So I've done enemas before, which is you have a bag of water, you put water in it, yeah, and you've got a long tube, and then it goes in the anus, and the water goes in, and it's it cleanses, and then you let it out again. I've done that quite a few times, quite a lot. So yeah, it's a, and this is the thing I'm talking about, the Ennead, the I, the EYE, the turd EYE, the shithole. It's the dry place, it's the sandy shithole, it's the earth, it's the dirt, it's the soil, okay? And so Egypt, so it starts off with the primordial waters of Nun. And then you have Atum. So that's spelled Atum, Atum. well, you know what an atom is, you know, like an atom bomb, or the atom, you know, like everything physical is composed of atoms, A-T-O-M. Okay? So out of the primordial waters of none, you had atom, you know, and that was, and then after atom you had, let's see if I can I remember? So it was Shu and Tefnut. And then there was, I think, Geb and Nut. How many is that? 3, 4. Wait, hang on a second. So there was Atom. And then there was Shu and Tefnut. And then Geb and Nut. Shit, I can't remember. I'll go back, have a quick look. So we had Atom, and then there was Shu and Tefnut, and then you had Geb and Nut, and then there was Osiris, Isis, Nephthys, and Set. Okay. It's interesting because you see, you know, they have that depiction. They'll have the sun disk above. They'll be, you know, some of the gods are depicted with a sun disk above their head, and have a snake that goes around it. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that, isn't it? Because, well, the Prime Minister, you know, we have Keir Starmer now, yeah, which is, you know, well, I talked about Akira, you know, Starmer. Well, this is the thing, right? I talked to you about enema, yeah, Starmer. Mer means sea. Sea is water. Sea can be, you know, you see with an eyeball or eyeballs, or you have people who seize shit. They steal shit because they like to steal because they're pieces of garbage. But you know, the previous Prime Minister of this country was called Rishi Sunak. So, you know, it looks like, it's almost like the word sun and snack or snake. Snake. You know, and if you flip that name around, you have, it spells canis. Canis, or cat, you know, in Latin, the word for dog is canis. C-A-N-I-S. Can is. So, and that's the thing. God, the other way around, is a dog. Yeah, you get it? This is why they do, you know, this is one of the reasons why, you know, anus magic is such a thing. Is because, you know, they're constantly doing reversing and middle names and this and that, all kinds of star magic and stuff. You know, why do you think, you know, everyone wants to do star magic? You know, everyone wants to have pentagrams and, you know, 5-pointed stars, 6-pointed stars, 7-pointed stars, 8-pointed stars, 9-pointed stars, 10-pointed stars. Why do you think that's so common in magic? It's because they're constantly, you know, it's always about trying to get into God's energy. You know, Jesus said, I am the light of the world. And so in order to steal from that, they have to make the star, the eye, the anus. You know, and then they have to, you know, draw from that as much power as they can. That's all they ever do. This is all this world does. I'm God, and I'm mad. I'm really angry. I'm pissed. And this world is going to be destroyed until I get what's owed to me. This world will only get pain, suffering, misery, destruction until I get what I deserve. Okay? What more can I say? What more can I say? Yeah, it's really interesting. I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking like, oh yeah, what was the land of Nod? What is the land of Nod? Well, I do this. I can nod. Yeah, we all nod. Everybody nods. Everyone knows how to nod their fucking head, don't they? And the land of Nod is an expression. Like if you say someone's gone to the land of Nod, that means they're gone to sleep. So they're asleep. But sleep can also mean you're awake and you don't know anything because you're stupid. Your brain's switched off. You're not able to receive information because you're a fucking idiot. Or you're evil. You're influenced by demons. Okay? So you're in the land of Nod. Well, what happened after Cain murdered Abel? God sent Cain to the land of Nod. And the thing about the word Nod is that it's the opposite of Don. Don means ruler. And we're not talking about, the ruler that you keep in your pencil case. Yeah? Where you measure you measure with, right? It means like a ruler is a king is a ruler. Okay? So that's the thing. Land of Nod. Sleepy, sleep, sleep, sleep. Yeah. There's a band called ZZ Top. Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z Z. Yeah? You get it? People are sleeping their way all the way to the top. That's what they're doing. They want to lie. They don't want to see the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't recognize it. They just sleep their way to the top. Yeah, that's how it goes. And if you understand, you're just going down and down and down and down and down. Yeah, you're sinking. You're sinking by understanding. But what did Jesus say? He says, the first will be last and the last will be first. Everyone's going to get flipped around. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. Everyone's going to get flipped around. Those who think they're on top are going to find themselves totally on the bottom. And those who are at the bottom are going to find themselves at the top. And vice versa. That's how it's going to go. So, I think that's enough. Yeah, go on. I'll upload this for your viewing pleasure.